Hello everyone, welcome back. In today's video, we got another game review recap to discuss. As we're talking about the games that happen on Thursday and Friday, we're looking ahead to the games that are going to happen on Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, as well as take a quick look at the standings. We'll do all of that coming up right now. Hello everyone, welcome back to another video here at the Internet Talking Shop. Before we begin this video, don't forget to like this video and subscribe down below. We are hit 200 subscribers. Thank you for all your support. I would never been able to do this with all of you guys, so don't forget to continue to subscribe so we can hit 250 subscribers. Now, as usual, I'm going to do a quick game review video here, discussing all the games that have happened over the past 2 days of NHL action. Looking ahead to the games that are going to be happening in the next couple of days. Now, we had a pretty decent schedule over the past couple of days. We have 4 games happen on Thursday, and we had 9 games happen yesterday and Friday, so we'll get to all those coming up right here. First, the 4 games happen on Thursday. On Thursday, we saw the Carolina Hurricanes play the Montreal Canadiens in the earlier game. Really good, entertaining game. It was back and forth. This was 3-3 in the third period, but then, thanks to this goal here from Svechnikov, which was the second of the game, that would make it 4-3 Carolina in the late goings of the third period, and then he would tally an empty netter, which would be his hat trick. So Svechnikov's hat trick helps the Carolina Hurricanes down the Montreal Canadiens 5-3. Huge win there for the Hurricanes to improve to 19-13-4, while the Canadiens have dropped down to 15-14-5. So Carolina's doing a lot better now. They're starting to get some good goaltending, so that's really good news for them. But still, really bad stuff there for Montreal, who drops down to only 1 game above 500. For the Canes, Aho had 4 assists. Svechnikov, like we said, had a hat trick. Burns had 3 assists, and Fast scored twice. Well, for the Canadiens, Matheson, Anderson, and Stevens were the 3 goal scorers in the loss. So it wasn't a great game there from the Canadiens, and probably one they don't want to replicate, but still, it was a really good win there for the Carolina Hurricanes. Then we saw the Philadelphia Flyers score 3 goals in the span of 2 minutes and 6 seconds, and the second to go from a scoreless game to up 3-0. They would hold on for a 4-1 victory over the Vancouver Canucks to improve to 19-11-4, dropping Vancouver to 23-10-3. So not a great game there from Vancouver, and one they probably really wanted to try and work on to improve, as that was really a bad game for them, but it was fantastic stuff from Philadelphia. For the Flyers, Farabee had a goal and an assist, and Hathaway, Zamula, and Walker were the other 3 goal scorers in the win, while Bluger was the lone goal scorer for the Canucks in the loss. So like I said, not a great game there from them, and they probably want to have that one back. Then we saw the Vegas Golden Knights end their losing streak. You know, they've been losing to a couple of really good teams recently, like the Panthers and the Lightning and the Carolina Hurricanes, amongst others. Well, they wound up ending their losing streak with a huge 3-2 victory over Pacific Division rivals, the LA Kings. This was a really entertaining game. The Knights had 3-1 and 2-0 leads. They would wind up giving up 1 late goal in the third period, and they would hold on for a huge 3-2 victory. So a very good winner for Vegas, who improves to 22-10-5, dropping the LA Kings to 28-4. So not great stuff there for the Kings, but they still keep pace with some of those other teams, but it was a bad loss for them in regulation. For the Golden Knights, Carlson Amadio and Eichel were the 3 goal scorers in the win, while Kopitar had a goal and an assist, and Moore also scored for the LA Kings in the loss. So like I said, not a fantastic game there from the Kings, but they definitely once again kept pace with the Vegas Golden Knights, but on this night it was the Golden Knights who were the better team. And the Edmonton Oilers absolutely destroyed the San Jose Sharks. They chased Magnus Chrona out of the San Jose Sharks net after he had his first career NHL start. It was 4-0 after one, and it really never let up after that, as the Edmonton Oilers would beat the San Jose Sharks 5-0. A very fantastic, dominant performance from the Edmonton Oilers. The Oilers were able to improve to 16-15-1, dropping the San Jose Sharks to 9-24-3. So it wasn't a great game there from the Sharks, and one they probably want to put in the rearview mirror after an embarrassing loss like that. But a really good win there for the Oilers, who now won 3 straight. Bouchard, Hyman, and McLeod have all had a goal and an assist. Nurse had 2 assists, and Draisaitl and Nugent Hopkins both also scored, while Skinner stopped all 25 shots he faced in the shutout and victory for the Edmonton Oilers. So it was a very fantastic win there for the Oilers. They continue to climb the standings. They're not too far out of a playoff spot right now, and this is a huge win for them. So nice win there for the Edmonton Oilers to improve their record. Now they're not too far out of a playoff spot. And those are all of the 4 games that happened on Thursday. Now going over to the 9 games that happened on Friday. First, we saw New Jersey Devils come out and absolutely smoke the Ottawa Senators 6-2. A very fantastic victory there for the Devils to improve to 19-13-2. While the Sens, after winning back-to-back games, are now back down to 13-18-0. So it wasn't a great game there from the Senators. The Devils definitely outplayed them, and the Sens' self-inflicted wounds keep on hurting them. For the Devils, Brad had a 4.9 with a goal and 3 assists. Jack and Luke Hughes both had 3.8 with a goal and 2 assists. And Smith, Toffoli, and Mercer also scored for Devils in the win, while Batherson and Bernard Docker were the 2 goal scorers for Senators in the loss. So definitely a not great game there for the Sens, an embarrassing loss, and one that they're going to try and recover from. Then we saw the Columbus Blue Jackets for a second time in the month of December beat the Toronto Maple Leafs 6-5 in overtime, after that thrilling game where the Leafs scored 5 third-period goals to come back and forth overtime a couple of weeks ago. The Columbus Blue Jackets found themselves down 5-4 entering the third period, would tie it up in the third period, and then get the OT winner, as they would improve to 12-18-7 with another huge win over the Toronto Maple Leafs, while the Leafs dropped to 17-9-7, so really good stuff there for the Jackets. Gaudreau with 3.8 with the OT winner and a goal and 2 assists. Severson had 2 assists, and Gons, Johnson, Fantilli, Voronkov, and Tillinger also scored for the Jackets in the win. While for the Leafs, Riley had 3 assists, Matthews, Marner, and Nylander all had a goal and an assist, and Robertson and Tavares also scored for the Leafs in the loss as they fall in OT to the Columbus Blue Jackets. So it was a very fantastic game, really interesting back and forth action, but it was the Jackets who come away with the OT victory. Then we saw the Detroit Red Wings escape with a huge 5-4 OT victory over the Nashville Predators. It was a really good back and forth game. Wings had the lead after 1, Predators had the lead after 2, then the Wings took the lead, then the Predators tied up, and then the Wings were able to come away with the victory. So a very fantastic win there for Detroit. They improved to 17-15-4, dropping the Preds to their third straight loss at 19-16-1. So not a great game there from the Predators, when they probably wanted to win, as it was a really close, winnable game. For the Red Wings, Wallman 2 goals and an assist, and DeBrincat goal 2 assists, both had 3-point nights. Kane had 2 assists, and Raymond, OT winner, and Larkin also scored for the Red Wings in the win, while Forsberg and Nyquist both had 2 goals and an assist in the loss. As the Preds continue to lose a little bit as of late, but still a really good win there for the Red Wings, a much needed win there for them as well. Then we saw Florida Panthers have a 2-0 and 3-2 lead, blow both of those leads, but were able to score a third period goal to make it a 4-3 game. That would be the way the game ended. The Panthers were able to beat the New York Rangers 4-3 to improve to 21-12-2, dropping the Rangers to 24-9-1. So definitely a really good win there for the Florida Panthers to improve their stock in the Atlantic Division. They're now only a couple of points back of Boston for top spot in the Atlantic. So really good stuff there for the Panthers. Barkov had 3 assists, Reinhart scored twice, Varaghi had a goal and an assist, Kachuk had 2 assists, and Rodriguez also scored for the Panthers in the win, while Panarin, Cooley, and Zibanejad were 3 goal scorers for the Rangers in the loss as they fall, like we said. So important win there for the Panthers to narrow the gap between them and the Boston Bruins, while the Rangers continue to fall a little bit as of late, and they are still in a pretty good position in the Metro Division, but they did lose a little bit of ground yesterday. Then we saw the New York Islanders absolutely demolished the Washington Capitals. Islanders were able to get out to a 4-0 lead, and wound up being the Washington Capitals 5-1. It was a fantastic game for the New York Islanders, and a much-deserved victory for them, who improved to 17-9-9, dropping the Capitals to 17-11-5. So Caps definitely lost a couple of games recently and can't find scoring opportunities. For the Islanders, Pajot had a 4-point night with 2 goals and 2 assists. Gauthier had a 3-point night with the 2 goals and the assist. Horvat had 2 assists, and Dobson also scored for the Islanders in the win, while Biukibel was the lone goal scorer for the Capitals in the loss. So definitely the Capitals can't find ways to score at this point in time. They're having trouble scoring. It's costing them games. I know the Capitals have had a really good season this year. I do still think they're not a playoff team with the way they're scoring right now. Islanders continue to find offense from different places, and they're continuing to thrive at this point in time. So Islanders are finding ways to win, even though I thought they wouldn't do it at the beginning of the season. But the Caps, they're doing good, but they're not going to do very much better if they can't find offense. Then we saw the Colorado Avalanche edge out the St. Louis Blues 2-1 to improve to 22-11-3 yesterday, dropping the Blues back down to 18-16-1 and ending their winning streak. So bad stuff there for the Blues. It was definitely an interesting, close game, but the Avalanche are able to come away with the late victory. For the Avalanche, Johansson had a goal and an assist. Taves scored the game winner late in the third period, and McKinnon's point streak came to an end for the Avalanche in the win, while for the Blues, Thomas was the lone goal scorer. So Thomas continues to thrive offensively. He's been the main consistent piece for the Blues offensively the entire season, but still, it was a huge win for the Avalanche, and for a time being, they had actually taken over in the Central Division, so really good stuff there for Colorado. Then we saw the Dallas Stars blow a 2-goal lead, but recover to beat the Chicago Blackhawks 5-4 in overtime to improve to 21-9-4, dropping the Blackhawks to 11-22-2. So really good stuff there for the Stars, that not to blow the lead. That was a horrible stuff to do, especially against the lower team like the Blackhawks, but they're able to recover and get a win in overtime. So huge stuff there for the Dallas Stars, including this goal here from Rupe Hintz, which was his hat-trick goal in overtime to help the Stars win the game. So really good stuff there for Dallas. Like we said, Hintz hat-trick. He scored a couple of goals in regulation, then scored the OT winner to complete his hat-trick. So very good stuff there for Rupe Hintz. Ben and Pavelski both had a goal and an assist, and Robertson had 2 assists for the Stars in the win, while Tyler Johnson scored twice, and both Dickinson and Gutman had a goal and an assist for the Blackhawks in the OT loss, as the Hawks do fall again. So not really good stuff there for the Hawks, but a really good win there for the Stars. Then we saw Seattle Kraken extend their point streak to 8 games with a huge 2-1 OT victory victory over the Philadelphia Flyers. Kraken improved to 500 after an 8-game losing streak. They're finally back to 500 at 14-14-9, dropping the Philadelphia Flyers to 19-11-5. So fantastic stuff there from the Kraken. They continue to find ways to get points, and they're starting to erase that early horrible stretch that they had, while the Philadelphia Flyers continue to get points. However, they do drop to 19-11-5. For the Seattle Kraken, Bjorkstrand had 2 assists and shells the OT winner, and Dunn were the other 2 goal scorers for the Kraken in the win, while Konechny was the lone goal scorer for the Flyers in the loss. So it was still a really good game for the Flyers. They actually opened the scoring. It looked like they were going to win this game, but then the Kraken were able to tie it and then get the OT winner to continue their point streak, and they're now 6-0-2 in their last 8 games. And then we saw one last game on the last night as the Arizona Coyotes were able to down the Anaheim Ducks 2-0. It was a very fantastic game, but it's another shutout for the Coyotes. They've had, I think, 3 shutouts in the last 5 games, so they're playing extraordinarily well defensively right now. For the Arizona Coyotes, Keller opened the scoring, then we saw this goal here from Lawson Krause off a beautiful pass from Matias Michelli. Remember, all clips are credit to Sportsnet, but very good goal there for Krause that extended the lead to 2-0, and that's the way the Coyotes would shut down, and the Coyotes would win their 6th in their last 7, so really good win there for the Coyotes. Keller and Krause, like we said, were 2 goal scorers, and Ingram stopped all 28 shots he faced in the shutout and the win for the Arizona Coyotes. So a very good win there for the Coyotes, who improved to 19-14-2, now in sole possession over the first wildcard spot. Well, for the Ducks, they dropped to 13-22-0, and they continue to fall. So not great stuff there from the Ducks, but a very fantastic win from the Coyotes to remain in a top-end playoff spot. So those are your games that have happened over the past couple of days from the NHL. Lots of really great action. Good to see that Seattle's doing well, and great wins there from some of these teams like Arizona or like Detroit or Florida. So really good stuff there. Now going over to a quick game preview. There are a couple of games to go over in the next couple of days. We have 9 games today on the schedule. We have 9 games tomorrow on the schedule, and then we have 1 lone game on the schedule on Monday. First, today we have a handful of games to discuss here. As of the recording of this video, the Minnesota Wild are playing the Winnipeg Jets. Really entertaining game so far. The Wild are looking to improve their record and close in on a playoff spot with a win. Jets looking to try and once again keep pace with the Avs and the Stars for the win. So that's going to be an interesting game to watch out for. The Columbus Blue Jackets are taking on the Buffalo Sabres at 2 p.m. Pacific time. Both teams are lower end in the Eastern Conference and could use the points, so both teams are going to be looking for a much needed win there. Then at 4 p.m. Pacific time, we have a handful of games. First, the Devils play the Bruins. Devils looking to get back into a top 3 spot in the Metro Division. Bruins looking to string back-to-back wins together and try and separate themselves from the Florida Panthers. Then the Florida Panthers will take on the Montreal Canadiens. Even though the Bruins have a couple of games in hand, the Panthers could tie the Bruins in points with a win, so that's what they're looking to do. Canadiens looking to avoid going back down to 500. Then we see that St. Louis Blues take on the Pittsburgh Penguins. Penguins looking to keep pace with some of those other Metro Division teams for our playoff spots. Blues looking to try and get back on the winning side of things after losing to Colorado yesterday. The New York Rangers take on the Tampa Bay Lightning. Rangers looking to bounce back after a loss to the other Florida team yesterday. Bolts looking to avoid going only 2 games above 500 and close the gap between them and the playoff spots. The Carolina Hurricanes take on the Toronto Maple Leafs. Leafs looking to get points in back-to-back nights and trying to close the gap between them and the Panthers and the Bruins for a top 2 spot in the Atlantic Division. Take on the Carolina Hurricanes. Team is looking to keep pace in the Metro Division. The Washington Capitals also take on the Nashville Predators at 4 p.m. Pacific time. The Preds looking to end this mini 3-game losing streak and get back on the winning side of things. The Capitals looking to end this sort of losing ways as well and try and keep pace in the Metro Division. And then we have 1 game at 7 p.m. Pacific time between the Edmonton Oilers and the LA Kings. Oilers looking to continue on with this 3-game winning streak. Kings looking to send them down another level. I think this is the first time they've played since that extraordinary first round matchup between those 2 teams. So it'll be interesting to see how those 2 fare against each other. Then on Sunday, we're going to have another handful of games at 11 a.m. Pacific time. Just like today, we're going to see the Winnipeg Jets take on the Minnesota Wild. So it's a home-and-home game. We'll see if either one of these teams can win both of these games, or if one team will win one and one team will win the other. So it'll be interesting to see there. Then 2 p.m. Pacific time tomorrow, we have the Boston Bruins taking on the Detroit Red Wings. Bruins will look to string together back-to-back wins. Wings looking to get back on the winning side of things after winning over the Devils and looking to get another win. Then we see at 3 p.m. Pacific time, the Sens take on the Sabres, the 2 lowest teams in the Atlantic who are desperate need of wins. We'll both try and look for points in that game. Also at 3 p.m. Pacific time, the Penguins will take on the New York Islanders after the Penguins absolutely destroyed the New York Islanders on Wednesday. The Islanders will be looking for revenge, while the Penguins will look to give the Islanders another taste of what their offense can do. So we'll see how that game goes tomorrow. At 4 p.m. Pacific time, the Canadiens will take on the Tampa Bay Lightning. Lightning looking looking to get back into a playoff spot still. Canadiens will look to avoid to go back below 500, so that'll be an interesting game. At 5 p.m. Pacific time, the Oilers take on the Anaheim Ducks. The last time these two teams played, the Oilers absolutely slaughtered the Anaheim Ducks, so it'll be interesting to see if the Ducks can sort of get revenge for that, or if the Oilers are able to keep above 500. At 5 p.m. Pacific time, the Calgary Flames will take on the Philadelphia Flyers. Flyers looking to continue to work hard to get points and improve in the Metro Division. Flames looking to avoid going 3 games below 500. And also at 5 p.m. Pacific time, the Sharks take on the Avalanche. Avs looking to keep pace in the Central Division. Sharks looking to avoid yet another loss. And then the Stars take on the Hawks. A rematch of yesterday's game where the Stars beat the Hawks in overtime 5-4. Stars looking to get another win and keep pace with the Avalanche. It'll be interesting to see. But those are games that happen tomorrow on Sunday. Then on Monday, we haven't had this over the past couple of years, but this is the sort of throwback to a couple of years ago when they used to do this. January 1st, the start of the new year, they only have one game of NHL action. That is the Winter Classic, as the Vegas Golden Knights will take on the Seattle Kraken in this year's Winter Classic game. You said the past couple of years, we've seen some other games also be played on New Year's Day, but this is back to the way it used to be, where only the Winter Classic game is played on New Year's Day. So it'll be interesting to see. But it's going to be a very interesting game between the two expansion teams. So it'll be interesting to see if Vegas is able to come with a victory or Seattle is. So that's going to be an interesting game. But those are your game previews for the next couple of days. So we have 9 games today, 9 games tomorrow, and the Winter Classic on Sunday. And going over to a quick look at the standings here. As of December 30th, 2023, the Boston Bruins lead the Atlantic Division with 46 points, followed by 44-point Florida and 41-point Toronto. 49-point New York Rangers lead the Metro, followed by 43-point Philly and 43-point New York Islanders. The 42-point Carolina Hurricanes and 40-point New Jersey Devils are also in the playoff spots in the first and second wildcard positions, followed by the 39-point Capitals, 39-point Lightning, 38-point Red Wings, 36-point Penguins, 35-point Canadiens, 32-point Sabres, 31-point Jackets, and 26-point Senators. So those are teams who are currently out of a playoff position in the East. And then the Western Conference, the Avalanche lead the Central with 47 points, followed by 46-point Dallas and 44-point Winnipeg. The 49-point Canucks lead the Pacific, followed by 49-point Vegas and 44-point LA. Then 40-point Arizona and 39-point Nashville are two playoff teams, and they're followed by 37-point St. Louis, 37-point Seattle, 36-point Minnesota, 33-point Edmonton, 33-point Calgary, 26-point Anaheim, 24-point Chicago, and 21-point San Jose. And those are your current standings in the Western Conference. So definitely lots of interesting stuff there. But that's all I'm going to talk about for today. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts on all of this down in the comment section below. Which are some of your more entertaining games that you've seen over the past couple of days? Dallas winning in overtime, Florida being the New York Rangers, Vegas being LA, Arizona winning yet again with a shutout. Definitely love to hear which of the last couple of days of game action was the most intriguing to you. Which games are you most looking forward to? I know the Winter Classic's in a couple of days, so that'll be an interesting game to watch out for. Plus the 9 games that happen today, 9 games happen tomorrow will be interesting to see. And are you surprised by anything in the standings? Are you surprised that Seattle Kraken are only a couple of points out of a playoff spot? Are you surprised Minnesota's not doing overly bad? Are you surprised the Flames are back down to one of the lower teams in the Western Conference? Are you surprised there are only a 3-point difference between the Avalanche, the Jets, and the Stars? Are you surprised that the Flyers and Islanders are still in a playoff spot? Do you think that the Penguins are going to be able to get back into a playoff spot? Definitely. Love to hear your guys' thoughts on all of those down in the comment section below. But that's what I'm going to talk about for today. Remember to like this video, and if you really liked it, remember to subscribe down below. We have hit 200 subscribers. Thank you for all of your support. I would never been able to without you guys. So don't forget to subscribe so we can hit 250 subscribers. I also do a blog talking about news, rumors, analysis, stuff like that. So if you check that out, I'll leave links in the description below. And I can't wait to see you guys all for the next video. See you guys soon.